It's time for the Nerd Bar TV segment, and we're talking about a show we haven't talked about yet, The 100 on the CW. The 100. And I don't think there's 100 now, unless they've added some. But if you haven't seen The 100...
So the 100-ish.
Yes. It's post-apocalyptic Earth. Earth had nuclear war. Everything's hot, nuclear radiated.
Like you do.
It's terrible. A few countries had space stations trying to survive. They finally decided to band their space stations together into a large station, which sounds impossible technologically and engineering to do, but they did it. And they need to wait, is it 100 years? A couple of 100 years before they can go back to Earth because they don't think it's going to be safe. Space station's failing. They have no choice but to go back to Earth, so they send 100 kids down there to see if they survive. Why 100 kids, you ask? Thus the title of the show, by the way, The 100. Because when you live in space and resources are extremely scarce, the punishment for any crime is death. Because that's one less person breathing oxygen, drinking water, and eating food.
Right?
They don't do it like, you know, bullet to the head. They call it floating you because they basically put you in an airlock and open the door and wave by. So, but if you're a minor, they don't instantly float you. They incarcerate you, decide if your crime is punishable by death once you turn 18 or if you can be reformed. And so all these under 18 kids have been incarcerated and they're sent down to Earth to see if they survive or not.
So it's got kind of a penal quality.
Yeah, very Australia.
It's like, we'll send them down there, and maybe they'll live.
See what happens.
Somewhere between a penal colony and just like straight up lab rats. We'll see if they make it.
Now, on the space station itself, as with any adults in a large group, there's a lot of politics. And that's a lot of intriguing story in itself. But the kids make it down to Earth. They have the teen drama element to it. The love interest, the angst, the confusion, the awkwardness. It's definitely...
all the good teenage stuff.
Yeah. Without the teen drama stuff, it's on its surface is a really good sci-fi show. But throw in the shirtless boys and the 16-year-old girls who are in love with multiple guys, and you've got a hit TV show.
Wow.
So season 1's over, and they're just now wrapping season 2. And it turns out Earth is very populated. Everybody didn't die, and it's everywhere from just normal people to mutated radioactive
nice
crazies, reavers, cannibals, stuff like
creepy,
that.
Like Sleestacks?
Oh yeah. They're cannibals, so they dress themselves in bones and skin to frighten you and that kind of thing. So there's a lot going on in the show. It's got a lot of depth. Why are we talking about it, though? We've got to get to that point.
I think there's a very good reason why you want to start watching this show.
Yes. Our Netflix. Season 1's on Netflix. One of the stars of the show, Richard Harmon, who plays John, is going to be at XCON.
Sweet.
XCON is getting you hooked up with Richard Harmon from the 100. He's kind of a bad guy. Had some good reasons for being a bad guy. I mean, they tried to kill him.
Well, he's one of the kids, right? I mean,
yeah.
Technically, they're all bad.
Well,
ish.
Yeah, there was a kind of a Lord of the Flies moment in season 1.
Nice.
And he was on the bad end of that.
Oh.
And then...
oh, he's that kid.
So then he's had a grudge. And, you know, the grudge plays out. It's kind of like Merle in The Walking Dead. You know, he's kind of that guy. But he's not just on the 100. He's been on lots of other sci-fi shows.
Okay, cool.
And he's going to be at XCON to meet you, take pictures with you, sign autographs with you. And we wanted to tell you all about it because XCON's coming up. And we're going to start introducing you to the guests of 2015 XCON.
It's going to be awesome!
So check out the 100 on the CW. Steve's been watching a little bit of it. I'm all caught up on it. I'm excited to get Richard here.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, is it going to be your new favorite show this week?
It might be my new favorite show this week.
This week, till we talk about another show next week.
Now that I'm completely immersed in it.
I thought I was just going to watch a couple episodes, get caught up on Richard's work, and by episode 2, I was hooked on the story. I'm like, I got to know what happens to these people now. I'm invested in these people.
Now you're hooked into the show. You're going to carry the lunchbox. You need.
Yeah, oh yeah. I got the patches for my jacket.
And it's high school all over.
Hey,
again.
and ladies, they throw in a really buff guy who's, one of the guys who's on Earth, and of course one of the girls falls in love with him and doesn't, he could kill her and eat her for all she knows, but she's 16, what does she know?
Well, that could happen in any high school.
Yeah, and he turns out to be, trying to help them, and it's you'll love it. He's shirtless, chained up, getting tortured. It's a scene for the ladies for sure. All his muscles flexing as he's being tortured.
Okay.
Because that's what women want. Hot men being tortured.
That's why we can't ever get this right. We don't know what women want.
We need a woman here to correct us, so you need to come and audition. All right. The 100 on CW, Richard Harmon at XCON. And we'll see you next time.
Check it out.
Here we are with the gaming segment, and this week we have a game that has something to do with wine.
This seems like odd accessories for a game.
Well, not for this game, although you don't have to drink wine to play this game. This game is indeed about drinking wine. It's called I Drink What?
I drink what?
Exactly. Thank you, Socrates. I Drink What? This game is from an independent gaming company called Empire Games. They are mostly North Carolina based. They do small runs of this, so this game isn't easy to find. We're lucky to have our hands on a copy of it.
Nice.
It is a card game. It's good for 6 to 12 players. You could play with less than 6, but it just wouldn't be as much fun. And the game basically, the idea is you're at a large party and someone has poisoned a glass of wine to take out an enemy.
Wow.
But the party's wild, roaring, 20s kind of party, out of control, and nobody knows where the poisoned glass of wine is anymore. And you play these cards, the wine glasses move around, and at some point people start drinking, and when you get the poisoned glass, you're out of the game. And then you go again, and you keep going until there's 2 people, and then you go until there's one who survives and is the ultimate winner. So it's a little bit like a suicide party, because everyone's got to die for you to win.
So are there cards that allow you to maybe not drink the poison, or
there are all kinds of bonus
not
cards.
Die from the poison?
There's like a card like, look at that interesting object over there, and you switch wine cards with them. There's antidote cards, which saves your life. If you were smart enough to bring some antidote with you.
Nice.
There are cards like Let It Breathe, where you get to skip if they say toast, and everyone's got a drink, and you can skip drinking that round. But there's also the Double Dog Dare card, which means if you get challenged, you absolutely have to drink. There's no way out of it.
There it was, the Double Dog Dare.
Yes, there are cards that let you see what everybody's holding, but then there are cards that make you mix up everyone's cards, so what you just saw is pointless.
So there are lots of ways to affect the game. You don't just pick up a drink card and you're dead.
No, and they have expansion packs to go with it to add more cards to the game to do more fun, goofy things. Again, it's just a card game. I have seen groups of kids play this game and have a great time playing. I, however, do suggest that you do get a glass of your favorite something.
Drinking game.
And every time you drink in the game, you drink in real life.
Interesting.
And when you get poisoned, you might as well down it because you're out. I think it makes the game more fun. It certainly gets a lot louder. There's a lot more laughing and other things. So,
Iocane powder.
Iocane powder. Now you're Princess. You went from Socrates to Princess Bride.
Hey man, I'm all over the place today.
It is the nerd show, so why not?
That's what we do.
The game is called I Drink What by Empire Games. You can pick it up possibly at your local gaming store. You can definitely get it at their website. We'll put the address here for you. Or you can come into XCON Comics and Nerd Bar and try it out for yourself.
Yeah, play it here.
We'll be running some of these games regularly because it looks like a lot of fun. So, I Drink What? The card game of poisoned wine.
Delicious.
We'll see you next time. It's time for the movie segment, and it's still the dead of January, so pickings are slim.
Good luck with that.
But I understand in just 2 more weeks, we start getting some good movies.
Bring the good movie.
Not saying that the movies are out there aren't good, they're just not really our demographic. However, Taken 3 is right up there. Now,
how much more are they going to take from this guy?
they took it from him once, they took it from him twice, they try to take it from him thrice, but it never ends out very nice. Now, it hits our demo because it's a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a Jedi first, so...
Who you going to steal? Why are you going to steal from Qui-Gon Jinn? That don't make no sense.
Don't take things from a Jedi, unless you're Darth Maul. He obviously could get away with it, briefly. Till he got cleaved.
He got cleaved in twain.
So the premise of these now 3 movies is somebody close to Liam Neeson is abducted. Bad idea 1. Liam Neeson sets about to find them and not ask for his loved one back nicely, but brutalize you in the process. Because that's what Liam Neeson does.
You ain't gonna make it.
Now, I think the success of these movies is all due to Liam Neeson.
Well, yeah. What's more fun than watching Liam Neeson work his way through an entire country full of bad guys and like come out on top every time?
I think it's his voice, though. I think it's that accent and that voice.
He does have a cool voice.
Oh, that was a terrible Sean Connery. He's framed for the murder of his wife now. I mean, they've taken... Kidnap my daughter, I'm going to come kill you. And try to sell her into the sex trade. But murder the man's wife and try to frame him for the murder.
Frame him for it.
That's a whole nother level.
That's insult to injury.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
a whole nother level of taken. That's like yeah. I don't think I could kill you enough.
There's a lot of killing.
Yeah. Well, you have to see it. The stunts are great. The fighting choreography is really good. Liam Neeson's accent is amazing. I think I could just listen to that. I just want him to
That's pretty cool.
Maybe get him to read.
Does he do books on tape?
Yeah, he needs to do some like bedtime story books on tape.
Nice. That's a thing. That needs to be a thing.
Imagine. And the Papa Bear said, "Let's find the little girl who sat in all of our stuff and murder her." You've taken my porridge. Now I will find you, and I will kill you, Goldilocks.
Or talk about midichlorians.
Yeah, or that.
Any of those things.
Yeah, there's a little nerd reference for you. So, Taken, now you can see 1, 2, and 3 all together.
Yeah.
You think they'll do a 4?
I'm sure if it makes enough money.
The Bourne trilogy turned into a quadrology. Is that what you call that, a quadrology?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Getting paid.
Lucas probably left him destitute after Star Wars, so he had to go make some up.
He had nothing but change in his pocket after that.
Doesn't he make you pay him to be in his movies? Sorry, George, but it's kind of true. Oh, Taken 1, 2, and 3. I just can't believe there's 3 of them. I mean, you figure after you had something taken from you once, you might move.
Or put it in a safe or something.
Yeah, you just kind of like change your identity and go chill in Tahiti or something. But these guys were mad. They were a little upset. So, you know how it goes.
They're more upset now than they're dead.
Now, what they need to do for Taken 4 is to get Liam Neeson's character in Taken versus Denzel Washington's character in the new movie that's out now that he's in, where he's like, you know, was a killer or whatever, and he goes to work at Home Depot and he's trying to leave that life behind, and then some girl...
Oh, The Equalizer.
The Equalizer, yeah. We need to see Denzel Washington's Equalizer versus Liam Neeson's Taken.
Head to head.
Yes. I don't know what they're going to be battling over, but...
Mono and mono. Battling over the thing.
Yeah, whatever it is.
That got took.
Right.
The thing what got took from both of them.
Right, that they each have claim on. Maybe that's it. Liam Neeson's daughter starts dating Denzel Washington. She gets taken again. And they each blame each other, and they battle each other till they figure out it was really Martin Short who took them, and then they go get him.
Yeah, because Martin Short's getting a lot of work these days.
He needs to be in something. I'm trying to write you in, Marty. I'm trying to write you into this made-up script.
We're rooting for you, buddy.
Yeah. But he has to be the character from the Three Amigos.
Nice. Because that's a heavy character if ever I've seen.
Yeah, right on.
I'm scared of him, sure. He's cute.
All right. Hat. We've laughed enough for this segment. Taken 1, 2, and now 3. Liam Neeson's still getting... We'll see you next time. Steve, it's events time.
Events? What do we got?
We got lots of events. I just got back from Scarab. It was 4 days of just non-stop nerd stink playing games. And I say nerd stink because I toured all the rooms where all the different games are playing, and they were all ranked by day 3.
You guys know what it smells like. Come on.
Take showers, guys. Look, take a break, take a shower. That's all we're saying. Spraying Axe isn't going to cut it. You got to shower with soap and water, then spray the Axe on, just as a courtesy to everybody around you. And I can tell you, from room to room, the Pathfinder room was definitely the stinkiest.
Because they never moved for 4 days.
No knock on the game Pathfinder. It's that good of a game that no one leaves. No breaks. They just play. They just dungeon crawl for 12 hours or more. But had a blast, good times, playing lots of games. Actually won a few prizes.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, that's always a treat. But the important event we got to talk about is XCON. Right there, baby. XCON. It is coming up in what?
5 minutes.
4 or 5 months now. It's almost here.
It's on top of us.
It is almost here, and we have so much exciting new stuff to talk about. We can't fit it into this segment. We'll be filling you in all the way up to XCON. But one of the new things we do want to talk about that we're going to do this year, so we talk add new things, is a karate class, martial arts class. This is just for kids. It's not for the grown-ups. And we wouldn't just bring in a local karate instructor and have a karate class. You can do that anywhere.
That wouldn't be very XCON.
No, that wouldn't be special at all, would it? No. We're going to bring you the Blue Power Ranger right off the screen into XCON to teach your kids an hour-long karate class.
Boom.
Now, if your kids are already in a karate class, of course they're going to want to come do a 1-hour karate class with the Blue Power Ranger, Blake Foster. He's pretty beefy too. Good martial artist.
So he's already got the skills.
Oh yeah, you definitely see his skills on screen. And for kids you're thinking about maybe getting your kids into a karate class, this is an awesome way to get them excited about
Fun
karate.
primer. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the Power Ranger teaching you karate. Then when you go start that beginner white belt class, you're like, whatevs. I've already been taught by the Power Rangers.
Famous.
Go Power Rangers.
Oh, you went for it on that one.
I did. I went for it. There's so much more. You should see Blake's promo. We'll be running his thing. It's just time to start running his promo.
Yeah, I was going to say, commercials will be happening.
Yes, shift into turbo. We'll never forget that one. So, the price hasn't been set yet, but it'll probably be $20 to $25 per kid.
That's an hour?
It's an hour-long class.
Karate class.
And we're going to limit it to the first 50 kids. So if you're interested, get in touch with us right away so we can get you on that reservation list. We will put a link on our website soon so you can click and pay and get your kids registered then. Because once we've sold 50, that's all we're selling. Because it's just not fair to the kids. They won't each have enough time to, get to meet the Power Ranger if we had 100 kids in there. At the end of the hour, I imagine the convention's going to be a little frightened because there'll be 50 jacked up, energized, recently martial arts trained.
Just get this vision in my head of like the scene at the end of the movie where Bruce Lee is walking through and everybody's doing their kata.
Yeah.
And it's like all these kids and a Power Ranger.
Yes. Well,
it's going to be awesome.
He will unleash his Power Ranger force of children.
That's like YouTube gold right there.
Upon the convention. It'll be like 50 ninjas running out. Yeah!
More sugar! More sugar!
We will take videos and photos for everybody.
It's going to be awesome.
So parents who get your kids into this class, certainly by all means go take your own pictures, but there will be some YouTube videos happening to share with the grandparents and all that kind of stuff.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh man, and Blake Foster's being a real sport in doing this. It's something kind of new. He's excited. He thinks it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah, and he is an accomplished martial artist. I mean, he knows what he's doing outside of being a Power Ranger actor. He does his own stunts, so he's got the chops to do this. And it's going to be really exciting. So XCON is coming up, middle of May, the weekend between Mother's Day and Memorial Day. Is that 16, 17, and 18? I think it is this year. Go to our website. It's never too early to get tickets because the price is only going to go up. Right now they're only $20 if you buy them now.
Save yourself some money.
Yes. So www.xconworld.com. You want to do that one more time? And I'll make it come up again. Spokesmodel in the making right there. All right. Well, we're going to see you next time in events. We'll have some new exciting announcements about guests, games, and activities going on at XCON.
There's way too much to even get into one show. It's gonna be
So, Blue Power Ranger Karate class coming to you thanks to XCON, and we'll see you next time. Okay, Steve, we're not quite in the comics corner yet. We're in the comics panorama. Comics XCON backdrop. It's the comics time.
Comics time.
You've picked out 3 goodies for us this week.
Yeah.
All 3 are #1s, I see, which is always a good place to start with any comic. Getting the first issue, that's always the money issue. So what do we have first?
Let's start with Lady Killer.
Lady Killer. Right here. This is super cool, by the way. So tell me about it.
Lady Killer, 50s. On the surface, sort of your typical 50s housewife type of a character.
I mean, even the logo is like 50s.
But, as it turns out, she's a professional hit woman.
Professional hit woman housewife.
Yes.
Now, we've seen this with like Rachel Rising, but not set in the 50s. That was modern day, right? This art's great too. Very, very period. And I guess it's pretty easy to be period when you're just drawing it. You don't have to go find the actual costumes or or the furniture or anything. You just draw it in.
Makes a big difference, right? She kind of hints during her first hit that she has no idea who's paying for it, but with the amount of money she's getting,
doesn't matter.
Toad's worth it.
Yeah, just like making the perfect cake. There's a recipe for that.
Sure.
Of
Squirrel Girl!
An old favorite.
Everybody loves Squirrel Girl.
What do they call this? The most obscure Marvel superhero character ever?
And quietly becoming one of the more fan favorite
Well, people always.
Obscure Marvel characters.
I'm telling you, people.
Squirrel Girl pops up in the strangest places.
People always look to find old issues of Squirrel Girl. You can't go wrong buying this one. Now, as I understand, Squirrel Girl's only superpower is the ability to summon squirrels to her aid.
It's got a kind of weird Aquaman feel to it.
The woodsy Aquaman.
She's the Aquaman of the squirrels.
But just think, there's squirrels everywhere. You always see squirrels.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
And if they're doing your bidding, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Minions!
Now, I don't think she can take a punch very well, but, you know, she's got squirrels, so she doesn't need to take a punch. They can distract you while she's running.
It's true.
But it's a cult hit. It's been a cult hit for a while. People are always looking for the old issues. Get your copy of Squirrel Girl today. Is this going to be an ongoing series for a little while?
My suspicion is that this is going to be a mini, but there's not been any label for it, so it could just keep going.
So finally, you have something I'm excited about. Millennium.
Yeah.
Now this is the TV show that kind of spun off of the X-Files.
Yes.
And I haven't read this, but you're telling me, obviously based on the cover, it is directly tying into the X-Files comic book.
This is going to tie a few things together. This is tying, I think this is going to go in the direction that the comics are going now, where they're continuing the TV series storylines in the comic, since the series is off the air. The X-Files is maybe coming back, which means maybe more Millennium 2, so this could also be a tester to see if people are ready for that and to try out some storylines.
Lead in Millennium was like used to be Mulder kind of guy. He had that position, and then he went solo and was working private contractor.
Yeah.
But he didn't trust the company he was working for. He didn't even know who he was working for. Like you're talking about Lady Killer.
I was going to say, there's a lot of that.
And he was very suspicious that the people he was working for were very nefarious. So not only was he doing their bidding, but with kind of one eye open to make sure that they weren't out to do something terrible.
Because you don't know.
And they kept messing with him at the same time. It almost felt like it was personal against him. Or somebody on the inside was trying to unravel whatever this big conspiracy was. But that conspiracy was never really completely revealed.
You got that a lot in the X-Files too, so
Yeah.
I can definitely see how the two ran parallel.
Very dark black ops. If you're a fan of the X-Files, you're going to want to come get the X-Files comic, and you're going to have to get this #1 Millennium comic because it's Millennium.
Nice tie.
Yeah, it's got Mulder right there on the cover, so you know what's going on.
It's going to be good stuff.
That's 3 pretty good comics for this week. We'll catch you next time.